Hello, do you feel represented by our Chilean culture? Have you ever wondered if foreigner culture had influence on us? Let's take a look!
En la noche luna llena, en el día suena la sirena. Na, na, na. Yeah. Na, na, na. Vengo de Chile, el Bajo Chile es anónimo. Actores secundarios en un filme antagónico. Ese Chile es al que definen de clase media, pero tiene las medias deudas que los afligen y lo asedian. El Chile de mis iguales y los tuyos, que no salen en las páginas sociales del Mercurio. No tienen estatua y no tienen calles principales, y no son grandes personajes en las putas historias oficiales. El de montones de poblaciones que nacieron por los mismos pobladores en las tomas de terreno. El de casas bajas variadas y los bloques, las casas chubis y los departamentos básicos pa' pobres. El de los almacenes y bazares varios, que quiebran cuando invade el barrio un supermercado. El de los cachureos periversas, que resisten con fuerza al monopolio bestia del centro comercial. El de los que se van en metro pa' La Vega, parados y repletos, y en metros a la casa llegan. De los que hacen su viaje en Transantiago micro y no pagan el pasaje cuando está a la mano, mijo. El Chile de los carritos de completo y sopa y pillas que siempre pillas en la esquina de un gueto, donde hay menos escuelas que botillería. El Chile de mis secuelas, de mis penas y mis alegrías.
Vengo de Chile común y corriente, ese que no salen comerciales de TV, donde los grifos se abren porque aquí son ciantes. Cuidado con quemarse con este mensaje. Vengo de Chile común y corriente, ese que no salen comerciales de TV, donde los grifos se abren porque aquí son ciantes. Cuidado con quemarte con este mensaje.
Vengo del Chile de Víctor Jara y la Violeta Parra, los hermanos Vergara, el Cizarro y el Zafrada. El Chile de los 33 mineros atrapados que casi murieron por culpa de negrero empresario. Ese Chile de los liceos industriales, particulares, subvencionados y municipales. El de universitarios endeudados que tienen que pagar como 2 carreras más de las que han estudiado. El Chile que realmente sufrió con el cataclismo y perdió su vivienda, su familia y sus niños queridos. Un terremoto no discrimina y es verdad, pero cierta forma de vida es asesina y criminal. El de los hospitales colapsados, donde no hay camillas y te atienden en las sillas o en cualquier lado. Y en invierno los pasillos están llenos de niños enfermos y un infierno es si el auge no te ha abrigado. El de vendedores ambulantes, de estudiantes, deudores, trabajadores y cesantes frustrados. El de subcontratados, portuarios, mineros, pobladores y obreros explotados. Vengo del Chile de la mayoría, que cargan en lomos el trono de unos pocos todo el puto día. El que está en la pena de mi poesía, el Chile de mis secuelas, de mis penas y mis alegrías.
Vengo de Chile común y corriente, ese que no salen comerciales de TV, donde los grifos se abren porque aquí son ciantes. Cuidado con quemarse con este mensaje. Vengo de Chile común y corriente, ese que no salen comerciales de TV, donde los grifos se abren porque aquí son ciantes. Cuidado con quemarte con este mensaje.
Sus discursos de unidad nacional son solo eso, discursos porque otras es la realidad. Vivimos en una sociedad segregada y no es casualidad, siempre lo quiso así la clase acomodada. Por eso cuando en Chile pienso, no te hablo de banderas, de emblemas, te hablo del Chile que vengo. Lo siento, pero si algún día grito viva Chile, será el día en que realmente Chile sea del pueblo libre.
What is culture for you?
Well, for me as an archaeologist, culture is the subsystem of the social system. What it means for me that the rest of the people is wrong because the other people said that it's related to morality, the laws, all those things that are not a part. In spite of, I think it's a subsystem, it implies the other system that implies those other things. For example, religion implies the religion system. I mean sorceries, the church, all those things that exist with materially with culture. Well, you're asking me about what is culture. I understand two assertions. One, it has to be with the person's education, when you say, excuse me, the lack of culture. And the other has to be with traditions, with customs, with the knowledge shared by father and son, from grandpa to grandchild, and both things are related. It has to be with those things attached to us and considered important. And the other side, the new things that get into our society. Culture is a language system where students are based on just that. Oh,
Following the definition of culture, that is the main thing that give the identity to a group of people or society, we can define our culture in a simple view as our customs, like the dance of the cueca, or main religion, that is the Catholic one. But what about the other cultures in the other countries? What do they think?
What is culture for you?
Culture is a very, very broad topic to define. I mean, you can never say what culture is unless you understand, for example, how a person speaks a language, how the person lives their life. I mean, you can have culture from very different angles. Okay, I mean, I don't know, how do you want me to define it, really? Because it is a very open topic. I mean, you say, okay, what is culture? You know, I would say a person who has culture has the ability to adapt and change according to different situations that they might face in their life.
Hello. Could you tell us about what do you think that defines the Chilean culture? Since you were here today, you have been here since today.
Yeah, it's been only 2 days. We're here. Very nice country. I don't know, we didn't see much so far, but very pretty city. I feel it's a bit more European than the rest I know of Latin America.
Okay.
And you?
Tell me, what I seen in Chile? Well, in terms of culture, I don't feel it's very different from Mexico. I see a lot of similarities between your culture and ours. I see people very proud of their roots. The people I've talked to on the street, they seem to be very proud, and they really want to show the real roots of Chile even before the Spanish came. And I think that's something similar we have. In terms of food, I think the same, very similar to what we have. And I feel like close to home.
Oh.
For me, culture is a lot about history and respecting traditions. It's a lot about things from the past you're respecting, you've been growing up with, and they also build a part of your personality. It's about music, every kind of art. It's from whatever kind of music, from folk to modern, but also it's about architecture, or I don't know, even the culture of cooking of each country. I think that makes, for me,
to know if other cultures have an influence on our own identity, or if we have an influence on the way that other people behave, we are going to show you different opinions about this topic.
Do you think that Chile have influence in other countries' culture?
I don't think so. Other countries influence the Chilean culture.
Yeah, but which ones?
European countries.
But give me an example.
For example, the old constructions in Chile have a French origin.
Also, I think the parties like Halloween.
Not much at all. I think that the Chilean culture is very left out to what's going on in Chile. Even though we had small international exponents in different areas as literature, Parra in the folklore, and so on, they have made known the Chilean culture. But if we talk about if they influence other cultures, the truth is that I don't think so. We need to explore more about our Chilean culture and more support here in Chile about the culture at all, so we can think and influence some other cultures.
Which other features from other countries we adopt?
A lot of them. I mean, the Chilean culture is very influenced by the North American economic model. So our society of consumerism is primarily capitalist. Culturally, Chile always wanted to be like Europe, so as every country has been changing in different aspects of culture, the influence affects a lot of different places. But the art here always wants to look like the art in Paris since the first half of the 20th century, and so on, we're always changing stuff.
y de ahí siempre estamos importando cosas, entonces está súper influenciado.
As you can see, the most of the other countries have different conceptions of what culture is, and there are a lot of things in common between they and us.
We can say that Chilean culture tends to imitate behaviors, beliefs, customs, and even languages.
Chilean people is used to speak with English words as part of the daily vocabulary. Oye amiga, el otro día, ¿cachai que me pasó una cosa así súper heavy? Tuve como un flashback.
¿En serio? ¿De qué?
Sí, no, es que mira, podríamos ir al coffee break que queda acá a la vuelta y te cuento, al McDonald's.
Ah, ya, pero igual estoy un poco apurada porque tengo que ir al meet and greet de One Direction.
Ah,
y no me lo pierdo, ¿verdad?
¿No?
No, ¿te parece? Nos tomamos unos shots de tequila, pues.
En el happy hour de Bella Vista.
Sí, pues
sí. Hoy, pero también hay vodka black.
¿Qué hora es? Temprano. Igual podríamos ir al tiro.
¿Tú decís?
Sí, vámonos más.
Ay, sí, dejémosle que sea hasta acá, vámonos. ¿Qué onda?
This is called Anglicism, and this consists to adapt some words to our language.
Or take the English words and use them while we speak in Spanish.
Even if in Chile we have our own traditional parties, we also celebrate other special days. A clear example for this is Halloween and Christmas. We celebrate Halloween even if we don't know what it's about. This is Halloween in United States. This is Halloween in Chile. The difference here is that in USA, everybody participates of this party. They're wearing costumes and everybody goes to the street. While in Chile, just a few kids go to the street and ask for candy.
Christmas is another celebration which is imitated from other cultures. Here in Chile, we do the same things that American people, like the tree, the dinner, the presents. The only difference between these cultures is that Chilean people open the presents at the midnight, and they open their presents in the next day. All of people act in different ways. So, when a foreigner comes to Chile and when a Chilean goes to another country, arises the cultural shock.
How was the overcoming cultural shock when you arrived to Chile?
Okay, well, culture shock is something that you experience because you're used to one particular set of events or one particular set of conditions that maybe you've been brought up on or you're used to living with as you've lived in one country for a long time. And when we understand culture shock, it means that when you travel to a different country, you experience a different set of values, a different set of beliefs. Everything is quite different. So, I mean, obviously it's a big change you have to adapt to, but I believe that that's part of what a person should go through anyway, because you have to become adapted and you have to become more tolerant towards different things. So I wouldn't say culture shock is something that I felt like in the normal sense. I mean, it was something that I believe was, particularly for me, a personal experience.
First of all, Santiago is huge.
The entire population of New Zealand is the same as Santiago.
Yeah. So all of New Zealand is the same population as just Santiago.
It's a lot of crowd.
More like tall buildings and
Everyone drives so fast and crazy. It's like, I'm gonna die.
Way more people on the streets. It's like
You guys have way more speed bumps than we do. And like you guys don't slow down. They just kind of go over them.
Just a lot more people than we're used to.
Yeah, everything's so much busier. Bigger.
Okay, I would say that the first cultural shock that I had, and I still have, is the fact that you people kiss every 2 minutes, every day. We don't kiss like this. We kiss only friends and family, relatives, but on very specific occasions, not as a daily salutation. The second one could be perhaps lack of communication among people in the street. People don't talk to each other. You don't talk to strangers. Not even to give a direction in the street. People kind of refrain from talking, and they just get really scared when you say you ask them a question. However, 20 years living in Chile have shown me that the situation is changing among young people. See, people from your generation are totally different from the Chilean I saw when I first came in here.
All of these aspects that we imitate contribute to create our social identity. But what happens when many cultures are living together?
Answering the previous question, a cultural shock is something that can be positive or negative on people, because maybe you can acquire some knowledge for you in order to improve and expand your think of way to things, or also can be something uncomfortable for the people who is in another country or another cultural reality.
Negative aspect is that we, as Chilean people, used to tend to feel superior to other cultures.
Also, when this shock is produced, there is a positive aspect. For example, you have the opportunity to create a general idea about what do you want to define your own culture.
Yo. Es otra historia más, otra historia anónima de los sin voz. Yo. Escucha. Vine de lejos en busca de una mejor vida. Dejé a mi familia, pero todo esto es por mis niñas. Traje expectativas, vibras positivas.
Finally, Chile doesn't have precise culture at all. If we talk about the process of building culture, it is based on foreigners' cultures.
Since the politics, ways of thinking, religion, and celebrations, the only thing that we can call a concrete culture are Mapuches.
But after Spanish people arrived, it produced a mix of different cultures.
In despite of this, Chilean people adopt foreigner customs, but we change some things and add others that make them ours.
At the end of the day, our culture is a process that has not ended.
Because cultural elements, religions, behaviors, and so on are constantly changing. And our Chilean culture that is always adapting to these changes in the future is going to be different, and so on. It's going to have to change.
Voy a partir de cero. Los últimos de la fila luego serán primero. Quién sabe si el villano luego será caballero. El traje solo tapa lo que se encuentra por dentro. Dentro y afuera quemaré mis cartuchos. Sentí la pólvora quemando de mis puchos. De poco a mucho aplastar la mala racha. Si la vida me apunta, mi autoestima se agacha. Para partir muriendo, salir de los escombros y reírme en mi entierro. Abracé mis demonios cuando querías mi asiento, pero el puesto está ocupado, nena, llámate mi miedo. Voy a partir mirándome. Por esta boca se rima y por esta boca se come. Mi boca con mi rima y ya no hay quien me la controle. Es parte del todo y de mi mejor rol. Ok, luego para partir en quinta. Mi estanque se llena solo cuando le pongo tinta. Ya no freno, solo acelero de forma distinta. Lo que te capacita es la potencia que te habita.
Empezaré desde el comienzo.